Let's do it.
All right. Had a small issue with OBS since there was an update, so I was fighting through that. All right, you guys want to recap?
Yeah. We were in a town whose name I'll remember once I can look at the map because I always forget to pull that up specifically. But while people shuffle through their notes, we were at this small village at the end of our caravan trip. It's the last stop before Kutrov. We had been looking into the disappearances there, learning that the same thing is happening all over the region, kingdom, country. And we had done our various investigations until, while patrolling at night, Key ran into some sort of giant hellhound, which we later learned was a Pyre Hound.
It's Dragon Dog.
Dragon Dog. So when last session started, Key erected a barrier to avoid dying completely to the dog, but grievously wounded, fled back towards us. Daniel got a fucking triumph on a perception check to hear Key in his sleep, and so got some premonitions and woke up the rest of the party. We got out there, started fighting it, and got in some really good hits. Excellent crits. Just in time for us to just get walloped by a wall of flame. Everyone's down, just barely hanging in there, fighting on. We're desperately trying to heal Key and Jorlak back up. We messed up the beast pretty good, though, and it tried to make a run for it. And I want to say Jewel managed to snipe it as it ran, and it plowed into a house.
Yeah, that lady was not happy.
No, not really.
Her house was destroyed, and there was a giant dragon dog thing in her house. Very, very not cool.
We didn't
probably tracked mud in all over her floor.
And fire.
We didn't quite Man of Steel the town, but we started to. After that, we persuaded the guards to let us examine the body, which let us extract some useful tidbits to help deal with Key's debt. We learned that they usually live in packs and often serve a powerful master who is nearby. And I think with the morning, we were planning on marching up to that ruined temple we'd heard about to see if we can find whatever's behind it all.
And also, don't forget when Jewel killed the dog, she said, "Every dog has its day," and yours was obviously yesterday.
I had almost forgotten, but I appreciate it.
I literally wrote
forgot
it down. It's in my notes.
Yep.
Well done.
We're in Zovkala, so we're close to Kutrov, but we are not quite there yet. And I have a bunch of claws and teeth in jars because they're still warm.
5 claws and 11 teeth, if my notes are correct.
Yep.
All right. So what would you guys like to do in the morning here?
We still have one more day before we have to move on with the caravan, correct?
Yes.
I think we should check out the temple.
Yeah, I guess might as well let some people know where we're going. Not that it'll do any good if we don't come back, but
And we still know where we disappeared to.
can't hurt.
If we get lucky, we'll all just kill each other, and then they won't have to worry about it.
And yeah, I mean, we have directions. I guess we'll set out.
Alright, do you guys remember what the temple used to be for?
I need to get my notes pulled up.
I didn't write it now, but I remember asking about it and hearing about it.
I have written down Meahpea. I don't know if that's me just trying to phonetically spell something or
That was the one lady that disappeared, and she worked at the
Oh.
Mean P.
Ghost. I have Ghost by Old Temple. So I did not write that down.
Yeah, dang. I don't think I wrote down the temple stuff because my character wasn't there. But I also remember us learning about a deity who was less popular and kind of faded from popular worship, I want to say.
Yeah, I was also not there, and I don't write it down.
Okay.
2 brain cells between the entire party.
Well, did we even ask about that though? Because I feel
Yeah, Jewel asked about it. I remember. I think I asked.
I don't think I was there for that.
We can blame
You-
Jewel.
As
It was
whatever.
Jewel's fault.
I'm going to blame
She
the weeks we've spent in between.
She just forgot. High of killing the demon dragon dog thing.
I can't wait for this to be a critical clue that messes us up as we adventure.
Yay, knowledge rolls.
Alright. So you guys go and kind of let the convoy know that you guys are going to go investigate an area. They don't seem too terribly worried about it. It's been pretty quiet so far in the morning. So you guys make your way towards or in the direction that you were given to locate the temple. Takes you a couple hours, but you come across it. Almost looks like a game trail that comes off of the path. So as you start going through that, you can definitely tell not a whole lot of people have been through here in quite a while.
No giant puppy prints as we're walking along.
Give me a survival check.
I'll make one too.
So this area will go underbrush. We'll go average, but you'll get a setback just from the amount of overgrowth on the trail.
Boo. Aw, man. Everyone but Daniel.
Yes, but we all seem to scratch ourselves and I don't know, get pricked by thorns while we're trying to find him.
I want to imagine that Daniel is like feeling very confident in his tracking abilities from his youth growing up in the countryside. So he's like marching ahead, like pushing branches out of the way, maybe even like telling people stories. And as he like moves ahead, he snaps branches back into people's faces. Like a
Actually,
cartoon
yeah,
character.
because I'm pretty sure Daniel's the only one that's not kidding.
Everyone else got threat, but he only has advantage.
It's a little strenuous getting whacked in the knees.
Especially after you were burnt to cinders literally the day before.
Jorlak hides behind me. He doesn't want none of that.
Baby boy.
Poor baby still has no fur.
All right. So yeah, you guys are able to find tracks. You don't see any large singed areas. You do see about 4 different sets of at least booted prints that lead up through the game trail. About 15 minutes up, you come across some stonework that you could definitely tell used to be parts of a building that is partially collapsed, and its vines are growing up and over it. Nature's essentially retaking the whole area. As you go inside through a large opening on the side of the building that is crumbled, it's a little precarious. Kind of slip a few times. You can tell that something's been through here. Some of the prints lead in, kind of go all over the place through all the dust and grime and all the dirt. Some of the grass and moss is still kind of compacted down. The smell is very earthy, but you can still every now and then catch a whiff of incense. And it seems like it's freshly burnt, but as soon as you kind of catch a whiff, it's gone. It just seems to do that, like, swirl throughout the building. Not like a strong wind, but just every now and then in the breeze, you can just catch this hint of incense burning. As you poke around, some birds scatter, startle you a little bit. Kind of walk around. Some of the pews are crushed from the part of the roof collapsing in. The podium still kind of there. It's like a little altar kind of set up that's almost completely gone. Whatever was there has either been buried under debris or somebody's come through and picked it clean.
Jewel, what did you say this was a temple to again?
To a god?
Oh yes, but which deity? I'm curious. It may give us some clues as to what we'll find in here.
What skill is remembering?
Lore,
I'm sorry, I had to.
intellect.
All right, based on Jules' roll, I think she remembers. Not that I, her human, remembers, but she does.
You take strain of the pain of being forced to this.
Alright, so can't find the original note that I wrote it down on, but so what comes to mind is the name Bala. She's a well, let's see. Yeah, so what you're remembering is Bala, kind of one of the forgotten gods, one that used to be highly worshipped, but kind of fell out of favor for some of the more prominent ones, especially when the churches kind of got together and started their council in a sense. They started pushing more for their deities to kind of take more of the power. Let's see. Whoever wants to try to know or can see if they've ever heard the name, probably a religion check. That'd be hard difficulty.
Would that be knowledge lore?
That or divine. Sorry, not religion.
Oh, so I can roll magic for that?
In a sense,
And you said that was a hard check, right?
yes.
Keela went to catechism class that day. She knows all about Bala.
I read nothing but books, man.
Alright, so Bala, since you guys succeeded. Bala is known as the Lady of Strength. So whenever people would fall on hard times, a lot of them would pray to her to help get the strength to get through their current situation, get back, into whatever career that they were trying to do. Some soldiers and warriors would also call upon her just to give strength in battle, to be able to not show fear in combat, stuff like that.
Fascinating indeed. Do we see, I guess, could we search for a place to look for trapdoors or like a cellar or anything that might have survived intact when the rest of the building started to collapse?
Certainly give it a shot.
Tom, I'm willing to follow you down a side passage, but if we come to a spot where there's like a bubbling, oily ooze on the floor, I'm getting out of here before we get into that trouble again.
Reasonable, very reasonable. I had almost forgotten that that nightmare. Would a perception check work?
Yeah.
What difficulty?
We'll go average. You'll get 2 setback just because of all of the rubble and overgrowth and everything.
Hey!
Nice. So around the altar, as you're kind of digging around, you end up kind of hitting a switch, and you hear just as it starts to shift to the side. See a stairwell goes down, and it's dark.
Well, what was that about following us down a dark passageway? And I guess Daniel will conjure up a light source.
Okay.
And head on down into the abyss.
All right. So as you go down, it's not too terribly far down. It's maybe 15 feet. Ground level's off again. You can see this, that one time would have been nice, almost marble stone that goes through here. As you're going through, the light just kind of almost reflecting off the shiny spots along the walls. You come to almost looks like a dead end, but you can see one little section that is kind of collapsed inwards. So you know if you either are able to dig it out or widen that, you should be able to sneak through.
Are we able to tell if this has been used anytime recently? Like, are there cobwebs everywhere and stuff? Or can we tell if the tracks lead this way? Can you just want to check for that, or is it obvious?
You'd be able to see some of the prints in the dust. And there's a couple sets.
Now I'm wishing I'd put some points into mechanics this week.
So we need to dig this area of the tunnel clearer? Is that what you're...
What's the difficulty?
For which one are you doing?
Well, if I use mechanic.
Jorlak, dig! Dig, Jorlak!
I mean, if
Just,
you need some brute strength, I could probably try to do that.
We'll go hard.
I can at least try.
Never hurts to try.
Make like a makeshift lever.
Not quite.
So as you try to push on it, pull, it doesn't seem to budge.
But whatever I did gave Danil an idea.
You loosened it for me.
Can you open this jar of pickles?
As an aside, it's kind of weird that mechanics is intellect based. I mean, I guess I get it if you're like trying to build something, but I don't know.
It's all engineering, baby. Physics.
Yeah, I imagine they didn't expect it to be used just for like brute strength of clear this tunnel. More like I propped up something that'll sustain something or built this machine.
That makes more sense. Your gnome tinker.
So yeah, as you watch Key try to open the door, kind of dawns on you, wait a second, what if we do something with leverage? So you're able to run back out, find kind of a chunk of one of the rafters, and kind of get it in there. And takes a minute, but you're able to kind of get it to pop, so the door pops open a little bit, so you're able to kind of grab around and pull it open. When you go in, the room looks fairly empty, as in there's not a whole lot of furniture. You do see a couple of bookshelves that have been wiped clean. There's either the stuff's been grabbed or it's just decayed over the year. There's a lot of dust. You do see kind of looks like a desk It's got a couple little trinkets on it. Sitting in the chair, you see skeletal remains just sitting there.
Sorry, I just have to say that I heard Skeletor remain.
I also heard that.
I was like, sweet, Skeletor's here.
In front of him, you can see an area that's actually clean, where it looks like something had been resting there.
What's the shape of that clean spot?
It looks like a book of some sort.
There's no layer of dust on it yet.
Nope.
So it must have been very recently taken.
So if there's a blank spot, does that mean there are some scrolls or books on the shelf, or am I misunderstanding what you're describing?
So on
I
the
think the spot is on the desk, right?
yeah, so that the clean spot is on the desk. Anything that was on the shelves has either been taken or have just basically decayed. Likely they've been taken just from the sheer amount of dust that's been there. Probably around the time when the temple was essentially abandoned.
This poor dude has been, what, he had a heart attack and then died at his desk, and now everybody just forgot about him. That's awful.
Or they amontilladoed him in here.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, we don't know the burial rites of this religion.
No, but it still seems kind of weird.
Says the orc in a bone helmet.
That's normal.
My bone helmet is awesome. And these earrings go with it fabulously.
Now that we're here, did it look like the boot prints we saw in the hallway lead like into this room? Like, did we see some evidence of that in here?
Yes.
Do they look like they came in from the same way we did?
Yep.
And there's no way to continue onward, right? It's just this room at the end of the hall.
Correct. It's just this one room.
Well, I suppose they got what they came here for. But maybe it's possible to track them from here to somewhere else. I don't know if this would fall under utility magic or not, but would it be possible for us to try to use some sort of tracking spell to see if we can get a sense of where these footprints went, or is that stretching our powers too much?
Yeah, it might be pushing a little too far. Trying to think, because I know, pretty sure there's a way to. Oh, that might be through scrying.
What
that's what I was
about, and again, this might be pushing it too far, but what about, like, see if there's just some way that we could see, like, in my head, I'm seeing like almost like a leftover heat signature. It doesn't have to lead, obviously, it's not going to lead us directly to the people, but maybe can give us a direction of where they went after they left the room or something.
Well, you can always use like survival to track.
Yeah, we might just have to do some mundane tracking here.
Wow.
Can't rely on our high magic skills to bail us out of this one.
Well,
Who's good at survival? So, because I can boost.
what is survival is under what? Cunning?
I think so.
Jewel's not very good.
I have 1 yellow, 1 green.
That's better
So I
than
can
Jewel.
try.
I've got 1 yellow, 2 green.
Jorlak has 1 yellow and 1 green. But he's a wolf.
He should have like a boost for the sniffer.
Or no, see, I don't know. His skills are athletics, brawl, perception, survival, but does that mean that he only has 1 rank in each? I don't know. But yes, I agree that he should get a boost for his sniffer. Not to be confused with our sniffer, the cat.
Who's sleeping under the tree? Yeah, he can get a boost.
Let's go then.
And what's the difficulty?
See, you guys already have the track, so we'll go with an average, since you know which tracks you're looking for. But there will be a setback just because of the age. Alright.
It's a good thing he followed. Poor Jorlak. His sniffer is a little messed up from his run-in with fire.
Holy
Apparently, Fire's made Key just zero in on whatever these tracks are.
Alright, so the tracks do lead back out the way you guys just came in. And then they lead basically right back down the game trail if you follow them all the way out. So as you guys follow, they lead right back to town. But once you hit the cobblestone, you kind of lose track of them.
You said before that the tracks were like looked like they were boots.
Yes.
Do the guards wear a separate type of boot? Or I guess I'm trying to see if there's a way we could distinguish between, is it a guard or are we looking for someone who isn't a guard type of thing? Basically trying to rule people out.
Are they Timberland? Are they LL Bean? Like, what kind of boots are these?
Danner.
Doc Martens. They're hipsters, come on.
All hipsters are dead in my world. I mean, guards do generally wear boots. It'd be easier to notice which ones, or if it was a guard, because they usually have little markings kind of on the side from some of their armor.
And there's none of this marking.
No.
Okay, so We can at least rule out that if it was a guard, they were not wearing their actual boots.
Correct.
So to clarify, to make sure I understand as well, does it seem like the wolf tracks, the giant hound tracks start at the temple and then just go down into the town? They don't seem to come from anywhere else.
No, we didn't see giant wolf track going up to the temple.
Correct.
Sorry, I misunderstood then.
Yeah, while you guys were looking for him, you found the other tracks leading up to the temple that you followed up. And then now basically you're following them back.
Okay, but this thing had to come from somewhere. So why don't we go check out the way it was running away and see if there's tracks on that end of the town?
More towards the east.
Yeah,
Yes.
can't hurt to do a wider sweep.
Alright. So as you guys start kind of walking through town, something kind of draws your attention up ahead. As you're just trying to remember which area to the Pyre Hound kind of came through. Which is not too terribly difficult to follow because there's like almost like little singe marks wherever it was standing.
Also, I'm sure that there's some, singed, burned places.
Yeah. As you're following those, you see it looks like a large oxen dragging a fairly large wagon, like carriage type. As it gets close to one of the guards that are kind of walking around, it stops, and you see this woman come out of it. She's wearing like just really long black, I don't say, kind of a robe looking clothing, but she's got kind of like a wide brim hat on that's got an emblem on it. As you guys get closer, you see a couple, they look like guards, come out of the coach as well and stand on either side of her. As she begins to address the guard, who, I mean, he's just bolt upright. You've never seen, even when this the captain was there, they didn't stand this upright. And as she's talking to him, he just kind of points further down, kind of past you guys, like he's giving her directions. She just nods, goes like that. You see her two guards hop back into the carriage. She gets up, looks back, and you guys can see about another 8 coming with dragging a large cage. You guys keep walking. The coach kind of rolls by. And as the guards go by, you see an ogre wrapped up in chains. His hands, around his hands, are bound with cage. He's got a cage that covers his face and mouth. And he's just bound up and just looks terrified. And
Is it Garrig?
It is. And they just keep going by.
Ula steps out, and as soon as she sees Garrig, she'll step out in front of them or run to stop in front of them, whatever. She wants to stop them.
Okay. So as soon as you step out, they stop, and the coach ahead stops.
While this is all happening, do any of us recognize the emblem on her hat?
I was waiting for that too. I know Ula probably doesn't, but you guys are all learned.
You never know how the dice will pan out.
Yeah, if you want to do a lore or a divine, in a sense. Or religion, if you have religion.
I don't think religion's one of the things.
Divine.
Okay, so it would be divine.
Average or hard?
It'd be average.
Hey.
Trying to remember who Garrig is.
He's the ogre friend we ran into. Not you guys, but
Ula,
Daniel and
Jorlak,
Ula.
and yep. He was the one that was fighting off those deformed wolves.
Oh.
When the one girl was there.
So the emblem that you guys see is the symbol for Zemtal. Zemtal is the god of judgment.
Zemtal really sounds like a drug you'd see a commercial for, like, don't take Zemtal if you also have stomach ulcers.
Would you like divine justice? Take Zemtal.
However, beware of these side effects.
Prejudice, narcissism.
Snap.
Racism.
Being too lawful frustrating.
I believe they call that lawful stupid.
So as Ula steps in front, everything comes to a halt. The guards that are moving the cage all put their hands on their weapons. You hear from behind you, door open. Here comes the woman. Comes stepping up. What is the meaning of this?
Jorlak growls at her.
She looks down, doesn't even care, stares.
That's fine. He still growls at her. Where are you taking this man?
We are taking him to be interrogated.
For what?
That is none of your concern.
I'm making it my concern.
Do you really wish to do this?
This man helped fight for this town yesterday. So yes, I wish to do this.
Very well. Well, this monstrosity needs to be questioned for the current situations that's going on here. And since you have now decided you want to interfere, you see her just snap her fingers. Give me a perception.
All of us, or just Ula?
Anybody that's standing next to her.
Difficulty?
This will be average.
Keela doesn't see shit. She's mesmerized by this lady's accent.
Alright, so Key and Jewel do not notice it. Ula and Danil hear the sounds of a lot of marching feet hitting the cobblestone, quicken their pace. As you kind of turn towards it, you can see at least 25 more guards coming up. Since you want to get into this, I will need you to drop your weapons.
Hold a moment. We know well the law of this land,
Do you?
and there is more than one temple that holds sway here.
There
As our
you-
friend Eric's lawyers, we demand a right to stand in court. And if you wish to bring charges against him, I request you do so formally, in accordance with canon law.
Very well. You see her kind of pull something out of a pocket, hand it over. There you go. As you open it up and look at it, it just says that the... Hold on, I gotta find the name. Inquisitor Valas has full jurisdiction from the Supreme Church of Zemtal. Is that good enough for you?
Good enough to certainly accompany our clients.
You can talk to him when I say you can. I do not know where you're from. You're obviously not from around here, but this is how things are done. So again, if you wish to interfere, you will also be brought up on charges and interrogated.
Very well, but I fear you and I will not see eye to eye on this matter. Ula, let's go. We have legal cases to discuss.
Ula looks down at Danil like, we're really gonna let her take him after everything?
Daniel tries to give his best. Please trust me, look.
Did she
It
say
takes-
where she's taking him?
Yeah, which direction are they dragging him in?
Further into town. More towards the center.
I feel like they're probably going to scoop up our wolf carcass, but for now,
Well, that's outside
I
of
think-
town.
that's fair. For now, I think Daniel's just going to try and get the party to wander away from this immediate area so we can chat.
Ula's gonna think about it for another second. And then she's going to aggressively step back to allow them to pass. And all the while, Jorlak is growling because he's pissed too.
So as soon as you step out of the way, just may Zemtal be ever in your favor. See her kind of walk back up into the coach. As soon as it starts moving, the other guards grab onto the cage and start hauling it again. Followed by a procession of other soldiers.
Does Garrick say anything during this?
He's fucking muzzled.
Yeah, he's got he's got a
right.
cage around, but there's one specifically that goes around his mouth. So as he rolls back, or as they roll by, he just kind of like looks down. I mean, you can see just terror as they just wheel him by.
This seems like a Chewbacca watching Han Solo going in to get carbonated or carboned moment.
I like carbonated.
He got very bubbly.
Stick him in a soda machine.
Ula she just looks down at Daniel after she sees Garrick, and she just looks down at him like, I hope you know what you're doing.
Well, I don't, but we'll see where it goes. But once the party is away and out of earshot, and hopefully none of the Zemdal guards hanging around, Daniel will say, "Look, we've got to get him out of there, but we can't bluff her, and I don't think that fight would go well for us. If we're going to be violent about it, we're going to have to be very crafty. My thoughts are we're going to have to try and sneak him out at some point. I don't know how, but at least while they're out here in the wilderness, they're not in a prison yet, not in a fortress. We have time before they get where they're going."
Or we can figure out what's actually causing this.
Jewel's gonna ask Ula and Daniil if they remember the woman that was also present during the attack and if they could get her as a witness.
You mean the one that you crashed the dragon dog into her house?
The one Garrick saved, I think, the day before.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right, her.
Both of those are possibilities, but I am not sure that she actually cares. The Inquisitor, that is.
Whatever plan you have, I'm in. No one should be tortured for the sake of someone's religion.
Well, there's no plan yet, but I think for now, we avoid getting arrested ourselves and we watch them closely. Also, if we do wait, or don't, we might not be able to finish our job with the caravan if we truly commit to getting Garrick out of here.
Something tells me that we need a distraction and an extraction.
But what can we do that will distract that many guards,
Release the Pyre Hound.
I was actually literally
I
just
mean-
gonna say, let's go find that other Pyre Hound that we're pretty sure is lurking around somewhere.
It's honestly not a bad idea.
It can't be that far away if they travel in packs.
And okay, so are they heading out of town?
No, deeper into town.
So are they gonna they're gonna hold him in town?
Somewhere, yeah.
We've got a bit of time yet to keep searching. Maybe at least one of us should stay here and keep an eye on what they're doing, and the others find the trail. Once we have something concrete, we know where we're going, we can regroup, head out to find whatever is causing this. But I want to make sure that they don't pull something else while we aren't watching.
Jewel will stay behind.
You've been volunteered.
It should be one of us because we didn't make I was thinking we didn't make the scene. So so Jewel volunteered to stay behind, thinking she'll be less memorable in the eyes of the guard and the lady, and maybe be a little more inconspicuous that way. So Jewel will stay behind.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Do you want two to stay behind?
Couldn't hurt. Then at least if something happens, you'll be able to protect each other. And we should be fine, the two of us, hunting for tracks in the woods.
And
Yes.
Jorlak.
It
And Jorlak.
took 3 of you guys to take down a Pyre Hound before.
Yeah, but we're not looking to take him down. We're looking to bring him here.
Yeah, I suppose. You know what? I will stay behind, and I'll see what me and Jewel can do to try to, protect the homes and do what we can to prepare for you guys bringing down another Pyre Hound on this place.
Well, maybe we can, maybe we can attract the attention before it gets all the way to the town. I mean, Ula doesn't really want to you know, destroy the town any more than it already has been, but you want a distraction and an extraction? That's a big one.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that whoever's like behind the Pyre Hound, because they have a master, that's really who we need to be capturing to get him off the hook.
Well, we'll play this by ear. If we can follow those tracks, learn more about the situation, we can use that knowledge to do something. Worst case scenario, we can make distractions on our own. But best case scenario, we can hopefully do something tangible. And maybe even get the Inquisitors' attention. Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Let's do it.
All right.
And that was Inquisitor Vidal, right?
Valas. Valass.
It might be worth it, Jewel, for you and I to go and learn more about this order of the Church of Zemtal and how they operate.
Yeah, my thought is I assume this is drawing a crowd. People are going to want to know what's going on and to try to draw information from the crowd as to what they know about this woman. And yeah, and they're asking about their order, find out where they're being taken.
Okay. So asking around, yeah, the appearance of this Inquisitor and her escort brought a lot of people out. Some seem excited because there's an Inquisitor here, which means something's going to get done. Some seem really uneasy. Some are downright terrified. What you're able to find out is that anyone that they need to question will likely be heading to the jail, and they'll do all the interrogations there. As you kind of roam through town, you can see where the guards are setting up. Some of them are like pretty much pushing the town guards out of the way to take up posts. And the town guards they don't even argue. Alright, let's go ahead and take a break. I need to get up and stretch my back. So, we'll be
Sounds
back
good.
in just a few minutes. Alright, and we're back. Alright. So, Danil and Ula, you guys make your way eastward out of town. And you can see, or give me survival checks. Be average. You get a boost because you know exactly what you're looking for.
Daniil, you've had really cool dice tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's got to get better sometime, you know.
Maybe he's just saving it for, when it counts.
So as you guys are heading out tracking, Ula is able to find the trail and kind of follow that. Danilo kind of misses the initial tracks, but are noticing the singe marks.
Well, I think we're close to finding the tracks here. Surely the beast passed this way at some point. Standing in a giant footprint.
It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yes, I think you are correct. Jorlak, follow these tracks.
Yeah. Kind of starts bounding out.
Let's follow.
So you guys follow for a good 45 minutes. And as you're going through, it comes up to a clearing and he kind of stops. And looks around, looks back at you guys. Looks back. As you get up to the clearing, you can see about 100 yards out, there is, looks like a manor. Right now, you don't see any motion around it. No, can't see any light. He just kind of looks back at you, looks up, slowly starts kind of edging out, but he seems really uncomfortable.
Good boy, Jorlak. Good boy. And she gives him, ear scritches, but she doesn't, make him try to go any further or ask him to do anything else like that.
Could I try a detect magic spell?
Just give it a shot.
I mean, I guess it's a utility spell, so
Yeah.
would it even have a difficulty?
You've never made me use use
Yeah.
a difficulty.
No, you, as you kind of start humming, let the tune kind of carry out, it almost surrounds the whole house. It's when the notes that you can see kind of hit the house, it lights up and it's like kind of flashes, but then it goes dark.
Does it give me any idea of what kind of magic, or just a sense of this enveloping field?
You're kind of getting the sense of mask magic, but also there's a hint of something dark in there. Mask is like illusion.
Well, it's not good. I'm not certain whatever that thing is really is a manor. It's surrounded by magic. And there's something darker past the illusion. So the question remains, do we go in without the others?
Jorlak has good instincts, and he is pretty uncomfortable here. What if we try to trip the illusion without, like, going it, like, with magic or something? And hopefully we have a head enough start that we could get back towards town.
Work together to dispel the magic?
Something that we could. We don't necessarily need to see what's there, but I feel like we want them to know that we have found them. That should give
Can't
them,
hurt.
that should possibly give them an incentive to come towards town.
Well, it actually could hurt quite a lot, but why not? Let's try it.
I like this more odd couple scene of like Ula and Daniil like stretching and like getting ready to run, like limbering themselves up together, like side by side. Be a good scene.
Prepping for magic and then just booking it. Who wants to be the main roller on this, and who wants to give the boost die?
What is your
I got three
magic?
3 yellow for my verse.
I have 3 yellow for my primal, so we're pretty much even.
Okay, so
Your dice have been better than mine.
Okay, so we don't want to attack, but we want to kind of just
Dispel.
dispel, like let them know we're here. Wait, is that even a skill I can do?
Oh, that's a good question. I know I have Dispel, but I don't know if Primal does.
Let me look.
I want to say that's one of the things that Divine doesn't have.
I need to take a closer look at the book as well. First try, I went right to it by chance.
It's Arcana only.
Well, Verse has it too. Verse isn't in the main book, but Verse definitely has Dispel.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Well, that means I have to do it.
I guess that means you have to do it, and I'll give you a boost.
Oh boy.
With your cold rolling and 3 yellows, this is bound to be at least one triumph.
Yeah, I'm sure. So here's a question. How far away is the field from us where we are currently standing?
The field, you guys are pretty much right at the wood line.
Okay, so we're still a ways away from it?
Yeah, you're about 100 yards from the manor.
Well, we're also going to have to get a little bit closer for this to work. The farther we are, the harder this is going to get, and it's not easy to start with.
Well, let's do it.
I guess we head out of the wood line and step a ways into the field till we get to, like, medium range from it, I guess.
Okay. You don't have to go too
Short.
terribly far. Oh, you want to go short?
Well,
Because you can amp up the range. That'll add 1 difficulty on. So it'll
yeah,
go
that's what I
from
was thinking.
hard to
Assuming I'm
daunting.
reading it right, is short one band further than close?
Yes.
Oh crap! So it's even worse than I thought. Yeah, I guess we'll go to short range then.
All right.
Well,
doesn't your instrument's an additional target? Never mind.
yeah, it doesn't help in this case.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you guys get pretty close. Probably about, say about 50 yards or so. 25, 50. Yeah, about 25 yards from the manor.
This plan gets worse by the minute. Also, are your kids playing Danganronpa in the background or something?
Yes.
Yeah, or at least
I
the youngest is.
I heard 2 names in succession. It was just like, wait, I know this from somewhere. Anyway, I guess that will make it. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. I'm just looking at something.
Okay, while you guys are doing that, Key and Jewel, where in town are you guys heading towards? Like where the holding area is gonna be, or? Okay. So yeah, you see the Inquisitor's coach kind of sitting out along the side of the building. The caged wagon is there. There's about 8 guards outside. Cage is empty. And you see a couple guards kind of come in or walk into the building. About 15 minutes later, come back out, start relaying commands to others, and they start to disperse, which leaves about 4 left. And a couple guards walk right past you. Like, you search that way. Go get the guard. I'll go over here, get the guards. We're gonna start going door to door. And they just move off.
So this jail that he's in, is this, I mean, like, I'm trying to get a picture in my mind. Is this like a actual prison, or is this just like a county jail, like city hall type combination building? Like,
Yeah.
how seriously is it fortified?
It's made completely of stone. I mean, it's not like one giant stone piece, but it's like brick and mortar style. Not huge, but it's not like a little small house or anything. They could, judging from the size, maybe hold 15 people.
Is there still a lot of people like out in the walkways, like in the road?
Yep.
So if I were to follow one of those sets of guards, it would be easy to get lost in the crowd to follow them, right?
Give it a shot.
Well, I'm not very stealthy, but I still think we should figure out what they're asking or where they're going.
Alright. Give me a hard stealth check. They're gonna boost because there's still people out.
I don't think I'm trying very hard to stay out of, like, I'm just walking down the street. So I don't think I'm like really trying to stealthily.
So like streetwise then?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily like sneaking around following them. I'm just kind of innocuously like, this is a very pretty town. Kind of walking in the same direction.
Okay. You can do a streetwise, or you could do a performance. Because while you're trying to perform one task, you're trying to blend in. So you're trying to basically pass yourself off as just, oh, hey, look, I'm a tourist. Ooh.
What would performance be? I'm just trying to figure out which one I have more dice in.
Is that cool? Yeah, like I'm trying to think of that.
Oh, yeah. That's not really
Would that be
performance,
adventuring?
but-
Coordination?
Deception.
Deception? Okay, well,
You're basically trying
I have more in deception than I do in streetwise, and far more in deception than I do in stealth. So. Is it still hard with a boost?
to... Yes.
Woohoo!
Alright, so... Yeah, you're able to kind of tail a couple of them as they start going almost door to door. You're catching just a lot of questions of what have you seen, what is different in town from these incidents, just a lot of general questions. Anytime somebody starts giving them answers that they don't seem to like or are very vague, they throw into basically cuffs and walk them off to the jail.
Don't like that.
When you see them go through, and almost street by street, even into the market square, they even start interrogating or questioning the other people in the merchant caravan. At one point, is Jewel following as well, or is it just Key?
Yeah, Jewel's gonna follow, but she's not walking directly with Key. She's following behind Key, even another little ways.
Okay. So
Jewel's not 100% sure how much to trust Key this is in a big city, but like not well, I should say trust, but like she knows that she's not very streetwise, and she knows she can get herself in trouble, so she's kind of following and watching her just to make sure she doesn't get in trouble, if that makes sense.
just saying at a farther distance, just basically eye shot. Alright.
But Jewel's impressed with how well Key is doing at this point.
Okay, give me so for Key, give me a perception check. Average, you'll get a boost. Jewel, you can give me a hard perception check, but you'll get a setback.
I mean, on the bright side, we're back at the caravan, so this is where I'm meant to be.
Right. Okay, so neither of you see it. Key hears something, but doesn't really click. But yeah, as you kind of get back there and start, looking around at stuff, all that you notice is there's somebody that's missing.
From the caravan people?
Yes. You know, you see a couple, or you notice a couple of guards walking away.
Is there enough time for me to ask like one of the people quick who is it?
We can. So, go to one of the older ladies. Just, you know, hey, who's somebody's not here. They're supposed to be here. She's like, yeah, they grabbed our, resident catfolk. But I heard some really high pitched yelling, and I don't know. So I don't know what that was about, but
Why would they grab her? Key has absolutely no concept of like racism. So
I don't know. They actually it's the him, because you guys have talked to him
Him.
before.
why did they grab him?
They were asking him some questions, and I don't know. I guess they didn't like what he had to say, and
Well, that's not right. He's one of our caravan. We're supposed to protect him. She'll go talk to Jewel.
so we'll go back to Danil and Ula.
So Ula wants to know, or actually, I want to know, can I use conjure to somehow make us invisible?
No, that would be masked.
Oh, okay. I don't have that. So,
Yeah, that'd be more of a illusion.
okay.
I mean, you could
All right.
conjure a tree big enough that both of us can hide behind it.
I mean, yeah.
I did actually think about that too.
Either way, I've got my roll queued up. Let's do this.
All right, so the difficulty for this is, because let's see, moved into short range.
It's daunting, I think, because it's hard by default, and then one extra for the range bands.
Yep, and it's gonna go up 1 red.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Well, you were right about the triumph, I guess.
Failure triumphs are so fun.
Also, there's some advantage there too.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. In some ways, dispelling the magic was our secondary objective. What we really wanted was attention, so
That is true, honestly.
even if it fights me off, we got someone's notice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was what I was going for, was just attention.
Okay, so as your music goes out, hits the building, and again you see the notes wrap around it, and it almost like gives a pulse. And what it does, it sends a ripple like through the ground, and now where that ripple hits, you can see decay. Like the grass is actually dead. All plant life that you can see, like the hedges and everything around the manor, are dead. And then as soon as the ripple passes, it's right back to normal.
While we saw those quick flashes, did we notice any singy footprints?
Not from where you're standing, or from the area that you're at. But you... Let's see, the Triumph. You do notice that Drolek gets... Like, his tail goes between the legs. He kind of hunkers down, and you see the fur on the back of his neck just stand straight up. And you can just hear a snarling coming from the other side of the building.
All right,
I
now we
know.
run. Now we run. We fucking book it.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So you guys rush off into the back end. Do you just run into the wood line and stop, or do you keep going?
I mean, does it sound like there's something coming for us already? Can we hear something behind us?
You don't hear anything like chasing you.
Well then, I guess Crimson will stop at the tree line, say, well, need to actually make it mad, I suppose.
While we are stopped, I would like to cast Augment on both of us.
Okay.
So it sounds like that, or it looks like that's going to be daunting. Just to give us a little boost in case we have to run soon.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So as you call upon the spirits to kind of guide you, you feel nothing with them. Like everything in the area is just void.
Well, shit.
So as you're kind of cursing as that's happening, you guys see coming up from like the other side of the building, kind of comes down. You can see what almost looks like a little path, or like a what would be considered like a road slash driveway type thing. A almost blacked out carriage being drawn by two large black horses.
And that emerges from behind the mansion.
Yes.
Is there a road?
Yeah, on the other side.
So we're not near the road.
Not the way that you guys came in.
Well, I suppose we'll have to work our way around to that side. At least a little bit.
Well,
don't-
wait, which is the carriage leaving?
Yes.
Is it heading towards town?
Judging by where it's going, it's likely to meet up the road and either head to town or head somewhere else. Town's closest.
We need to get back. We need to get back to town.
Fair enough. I guess we probably shouldn't try to intercept that thing right now.
No, but it's probably heading that way since town, or it's probably going to go there. At least it's the closest thing.
All right, I guess we head back on into town.
All right.
I think we made our distraction.
So, it takes you guys about another 45 minutes or so to get back the town. During that time, Key and Jewel, are you guys back kind of watching the holding area?
Yeah, I kind of talk with Jewel a little bit. Doesn't seem like this person, this Inquisitor, if we could even call her that, is picking people based on any real reason other than they're not human.
Jewel suddenly looks around for Daniil and then remembers, oh yeah, wait, he's out of town already. He's not in jail yet. And Ula, I guess.
You know, she grabbed a catfolk from the caravan we're supposed to be protecting. That's basically someone that we need to save on top of everything else. Part of me wants to just go in there now and just start screwing stuff up.
We could go back to the priest that we talked to previously. I know it was a different religion, but I just ask him, like, what's up with this Inquisitor woman? You know, like,
What's the weaknesses? What can we do?
yeah, what's her deal? Try to start a little rivalry. See if he or she is favorable to helping us or in the league.
Yeah, I just doesn't feel right what she's doing, but I have no idea how to stop her. So, yeah, I guess knowledge is power. So let's go back to the priest.
Alright, so as you guys begin to head that way, you get close to this little church area, and you see coming out of the church is the Inquisitor. She kind of stops at the entrance, just looks over. Let's go. And so they kind of start heading back towards like the holding area. As they walk by you, they pay you absolutely no mind whatsoever.
I assume she's flanked by at least a couple guards.
Yes. As they're walking by. So has everything been set up for his arrival? Yes, Inquisitor. Good, good. Just kind of, they round a corner and out of sight. So as you venture into the church, you see the priest sitting there and he looks upset.
So Jewel put a hand on his shoulder and just comment that it seems like it's been a tough day, or boy, things sure have taken a turn today.
Yes, they have. This is not going to end well.
So tell me more. What's not going to end well?
Well, the church has sent one of their top Inquisitors here. That's not good.
To do what exactly? Seems like she's choosing people who have had nothing to do with what's been happening here.
Well, let's just say she's very thorough. She will question anyone until she gets the answers that she's looking for.
What answers is she looking for? Is this regarding the attacks on the town, or is there something bigger going on here?
I don't know. Something's got to be going up. Something's got the council upset. The attacks here, a couple towns over. They think that's all linked, but I don't know. And until she gets those answers, she's basically gonna be setting up shop here.
Who's her higher authority? Is it literally the church?
Yes.
Like the high priest, or
The Inquisitors only answer to the high priest or priestess of their church, but also to the council. She's one of 6 that pretty much can do what as they please, and they don't ask as long as they get results.
Jules say good luck with that. We're leaving with the caravan tomorrow. We already killed a hellhound, so
except for one of our caravan members is stuck with the Inquisitor.
Well, if that's the case, then you may not be leaving.
Has there ever been an instance where she will let them go if they prove their innocence?
Well, she'll let them go, but until everybody is no longer a suspect, nobody leaves. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because you guys are part of the caravan, maybe something can happen. I don't know. But if she says you stay, you stay. If she's got one of the caravan's people, well, then they may be staying for a little while.
And are all 6 Inquisitors like this?
No. Some are worse. I guess one way to say it is, of the 6, she's the most rational of them.
I didn't have take down the church on my to-do list, but I feel like it is now.
It's starting to form in Key's mind, that's for
Came
sure.
up here to avert a prophecy, stayed for the revolution.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, to the revolution.
yeah, Jules out of questions. I don't know. I don't know what else to ask her. Any other line of
Yeah.
thought?
Thank you.
Yeah.
As
Ask
we
who's
leave the
coming.
Oh, who did she say was coming? Who's arriving?
The only person I can think of is Baron, or the Baron. He's gonna make an appearance.
The Baron? Who's the Baron?
That'd be, Dmitri Pervolsalek.
Is he kind of like the lord of these lands? Or has he got a Baron title for some other reason?
No, his family has always been very prominent here, but the church kind of defaults to him with quite a few things. So basically they run everything, but they can't manage everything, so those that they are with, or that have good standing with the churches and have some sway. Kind of hold, not necessarily like a governor's power, but Sheepy Puppy.
He's on his back.
Nope, not anymore. Combat rolled.
Yeah, he was going back and forth. It was really funny.
Sniffer does that when he's trying to clean his belly, and it's super funny. Because he's fat.
No, he's chunky, he's not fat. We've seen fat cat.
That's true.
Not right now, he's just sleeping on the couch.
Man, I kind of feel like we're in over our head here. Out of character.
Oh, that is 100% true. We have a very small chance of doing any good here.
Ula doesn't care. She's
Yeah.
gonna do her best, or she's gonna die trying.
Blow up the patriarchy.
Workers of the world unite, I guess.
Well, we should probably go wait for Ula and Danil to come back. See what they bring with them.
Alright. So you guys head back over to the caravan, or? Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So as you guys are sitting there, waiting, you see a blacked out coach come in, drawn by two large black horses, come rolling into town. Heads up towards the like jail mayor's area. About 20 minutes or so after that, you see Danilo and Ula just kind of hoofing it back.
So knowing that the plan was that they were going to try to draw a dog in, I guess like Jules like ready to see the dog come.
Yeah, I'm looking for the dog running behind them too. Not knowing that, like, because we think, I'm sure that carriage that just went by is the Baron.
Well, good news and bad news. We found a lair of some kind, a mansion cloaked in illusions, and behind it some kind of field of rot. There does appear to be another Pyre Hound there, but it didn't want to follow us. At least, not when we tried to get its attention.
We heard it, though. Or
Yes.
something big. Scared Jorlak, too. He's brave.
But it looks like whatever that mansion was links up with the road, and there was a carriage, big black horses, that left while we were there. We figured it was headed towards town. Wanted to see what it was.
Yeah, it went to the jail.
Do you guys know anything about it? Hear anything in town?
Well, we did hear that this Baron was supposed to come into town from the Inquisitor. And she'll
Well.
tell the name.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm having a feeling this is gonna be bigger than we thought. They've taken some of the caravan members to the jail. And from what it sounds like, they're not leaving.
And non-humans, I'm guessing, right?
Correct.
She had already decided before she came here. Well, I suppose we're really in it now, but nothing else to do but go there and see who our mystery guest is.
My question is, if the carriage guy is the Baron, Why does he live in ruins?
Well, there are several questions, several possible answers to that question. One, he's some kind of spooky necromancer. Or like a vampire. That could be a thing.
Ooh,
Or
let's
two,
look to see what
he's a
what
fraud.
time of day it is.
Or 3, that he and the church have something to do with everything going on here, and this is all just a front.
So it's evening, and with the cloud cover and everything, it's always overcast.
Always overcast. Oh no. Maybe it really is vampires, though.
I don't see any other path other than confronting the situation. We can't continue our caravan until all of our party members are safe.
It's going to be quite a twist when the Baron turns out to be Sacha Baron Cohen.
Then,
I've never really risked my life for much before I fell in with all of you, but I don't know if I can turn my back on Garrick and the others after all we've seen.
I don't know who else has been taken, but Garrig and our caravan members do not deserve this, and I'm assuming that the others also don't.
Jules not going to disagree, but she's also going to talk about how this seems to be a symptom of a larger issue that maybe we can unwind here, but maybe we also could unwind elsewhere. Leaving friends in jail is obviously not a good choice, but possibly, well, I don't know. Jules doesn't know what we could do in this point in time with all the guards around.
No, I know. It's possible that we truly can do nothing, but I'd at least like to go see if there's something. And even if we wind up as fugitives, there's a lot worse coming to this place very soon. Maybe there will be better opportunities to treat the cause rather than the symptoms.
Daniil should be able to get some FaceTime with Garrick as his lawyer, right?
Oh, we're all his lawyers.
If the Inquisitor deigns to allow it. My bluff isn't going to carry us far. Not with someone like her.
She's
We were
already
told
made
that
up her
she
mind
is-
anyway.
Yeah, we also were told she is the most rational of this cult.
Well, perhaps that means she would turn on a spooky vampire man. Could at least make for some good chaos to get everyone out.
Ula just really wants to see if this is actually a vampire now. Like it's all part of it. So she's just like, I wonder if this guy is a vampire.
He just wants to free anyone from bondage that doesn't deserve to be there.
Mackie was standing. He really wants the treats.
Cute.
Alright, so what do you guys plan to do?
I guess we're going to go to the center of town and see what's happening. And from there, come up with something. I don't know.
We can maybe talk to our caravan people too to see what they know. I mean, I guess Key sort of did that, and then we didn't go any farther with it.
I feel like at this point the caravan's either going to decide to abandon those who've been arrested or just decide to wait it out. I don't think they have any kind of power or interest in tangling with this.
Unless they can't, unless the Inquisitor doesn't even let.
Well, there is one option if we were feeling gutsy. Oh, what a good kitty.
He really wants more treats. We got a, whether the blue something,
Blue Wilderness.
and yeah, they both absolutely love them.
It's really weird because we never would have bought it. I got it as a gift for the Presents for Pets through Reddit, and yeah, I don't know. They love it.
If we truly wanted to go far, far off the deep end, we could try to drum the townsfolk up into a riot and cause some real chaos. I feel like these sorts of people wouldn't hesitate to attack the town if they got unruly, but at the same time, maybe a crowd big enough could scare them enough to stand down. Who can say?
Wait, Daniel. Didn't your vision say that we cannot change what is to come?
It said it was too late to stop the events in Kutrov from the vision.
And we haven't been to Kutrov yet. So, in theory, whatever we do here means that the events in Kutrov will still happen.
I suppose so.
In theory. Which means if they're still going to happen, nothing will kill us here to help the town.
I'm not certain fate quite works that way, and we may be taking the words of the spirits a little bit too literally here.
The spirits have never led me wrong before.
Well, they haven't led me right either.
They seem to lean left.
Good. I assume my question pertained more to the overall events and not necessarily our presence there. But
our presence seemed integral, didn't it?
well, dreams have a funny way of distorting everything. Look, this is what I devoted years of my life to, and I don't know shit about it. It's all still so chaotic. There's so much we don't know. I don't feel confident saying that we are destined to live and face whatever it is we saw there in Kutrov.
Sometimes you just need to act.
Yeah, we're running out of time. So we have two options now. We watch, or we try to start something chaotic and use that to break our friends out.
Are there like animal pens around?
Where you guys are at, there's like a little makeshift area for like the horses and like mules and basically pack animals. And in the market there's some chickens when the market's essentially open. Otherwise most of the animals are primarily kept towards the outskirts of town, so the smell doesn't waft all the way through.
If you want to cause a little chaos, I have an idea.
I might have an idea as well. I'm going to go to the town center. See if we can meet this Baron.
Okay.
I might be able to throw a wrench into whatever plans they have.
If your plan doesn't work, we'll try mine.
If my plan doesn't work, I'll probably be arrested, so that would be a good thing.
Let's go.
Okay. Are all of you going, or just you two?
Do you want us to go? We're just accessories at this point.
It's up to you. It could be we might all get captured if we all go, but honestly, like that feels like a fun way to move the story forward.
Yep.
I'm up for some grand failure.
He's 100% on board with whatever plan causes as much chaos as possible right now.
Okay.
Because chaos is how she escaped. Boop, boop.
Jewel, follow.
As we are getting, as we're getting ready to head out, Ula's going to go over to one of the caravan people, somebody that looks or seems really kind of pissed off about this whole thing too.
Oh, there's quite a few of them.
She's going to tell them to go out to the outskirts and start letting all the animals out. And then she's going to tell Jorlak to go chase the animals into the city center. Don't eat them. Please.
Just chase
them. And then make his way back to me.
You see him slowly trudge off. He seems a little upset by not being able to eat them.
It seems like our little goblin friend would be good at chasing animals around too.
Where the fuck is Garnt? We could
Yeah.
actually use his specific set of skills here.
We
We
really
could
could.
use some of those guards to be, I don't know, chloroformed.
Knocked
Well,
out.
look, that's Garnt is our ace in the hole. If everything goes poorly, Garnt will bail us out. That's the one truth that we can believe in this campaign. Unless they've already arrested Garnt. That could also be a thing that happens.
Well, no,
Well-
because the only person missing from the caravan was the cat person.
I hope that caravaneer was right.
Oh, you're forgetting that they heard high-pitched yelling.
Oh no! I thought that was the cat folk, but oh no.
I have to have faith that Joe would not harm Garnd in any meaningful way. So let's.
It's Garn.
I have
There's a
faith
very
that Garn-
good chance.
I have faith that Joe wants Garnt to live, to continue
Exactly.
bothering us, but I wouldn't put it past him to hurt Garnt to hurt us as well. So
Well, let's head towards the center of
Just
town because Jorlak's going to be chasing these animals, and I'm going to have to come up with a big, tasty hunk of meat for him for not eating the animals.
Okay. So you guys head to the area. As you get there, you see that the coach sitting outside the building there. Don't see anybody around it other than the guards.
is there like a line of guards preventing people at the jail?
There's two on either side of the door, and then there's about just staggered throughout the kind of like the courtyard. There's about another 10. Anytime somebody that looks angry or something tries to get close, they quickly turn them away.
Well, Daniel's going to approach the door, and when confronted by guards, we'll tell them, I need to request an audience with Inquisitor Velas. I have important evidence to proceed with the investigation. And I need to see my client, as she is no doubt well aware.
So Garrett just kind of look down at you. Yeah, you're not getting in. There's very important people inside. You're not one of them.
I implore you, this is, in fact, the evidence she has been looking for. A definitive proof of the dark menace that hunts this town. We slew the beast yesterday. Surely you've seen the carcass, seen the building it crushed as it died.
Indeed we have. What is this proof?
I fear it has to be shown because it is sensitive in nature. It relates to what we trailed the beast to, and the culprit we discovered.
He just looks at me like, fine. I'll bring you in.
Very well.
So he opens the door. He's like right on your heels. Brings you in. Door closes. You go in, and there's like a little, like waist high half wall. Looks kind of like almost like a counter type setup. A little path you can kind of get through there, and then it goes where they stand around, do whatever. There's a door that leads in. You can see towards the back that's where the cells will be. So just kind of points over at a chair. Sit.
He'll do so.
See him go through the back doors. Disappears. You can hear some raised voices coming from the back, and he comes back out. She'll be right out.
Thank you, sir.
He just kind of turns, stands pretty much right next to you.
While he was stepped out of the room for a moment, if I were to quickly cast Detect Magic, would I have sensed anything from the room beyond?
Yes.
Okay, and by chance, did it feel like mask magic?
A little bit.
Okay, all right. For now, he'll just wait until they decide to meet him.
Alright. So, after a few minutes, the door opens. She comes out. What is it you want?
As I told your guard, I bear evidence that may relate to the investigation.
Yes.
Associate and I'll let her go ahead.
Let's see this evidence that you claim to have.
Two things. First, we tracked the creature that attacked the town last night and found what is presumably the lair of the villain who has been orchestrating this, at least for regional operations. That can be verified if your guards go out, follow our directions, and secure the site. Second, I believe I can show you here. But first, I wish to ask, did you recently receive a visitor of noble origin?
That's no real secret. His coach is sitting outside.
I believe he would be interested in seeing this as well, as it is quite relevant to him too.
Well, why don't you tell me what it is, and then I will decide if he needs to see this or not.
I fear, due to the due to certain constraints I am put under, I can only show it, and I think you would both need to see it. I don't believe I could attempt it a second time.
Give me a daunting deception with 2 red.
Yeah, well, my luck has to turn around eventually, right? You know what? I'm gonna flip a pip, you know? Gotta give myself a chance, you know?
Alright. So, your threat, you'll get a setback on your next check.
That was totally the sound of someone who's had shit dice all night.
I just it keeps happening like at the most critical times, like when we were arrested on that Imperial battleship and I rolled a triumph trying to convince the like the ISS officer to let us go. Holy shit.
So,
But I could still fuck it up.
she looks at you. Wait here. She goes back to the door. And comes back. When she comes back, it's her first. Followed by a strikingly handsome gentleman. Very nice, like almost royal clothing. Very clean. A lot of good portion of it's black. It's got like gold buttons going down the center of his jacket, but you can tell that it's lined in like a deep purple. So I hear you have some evidence as to what's going on around here.
That's correct. Allow me to demonstrate. While this has been going on, I've kept the detect magic up. Does it seem like one of the two of them has more magic, or is the source of this?
There's a good portion of it radiating off of him.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna cast Dispel on him. Let's fucking go. Here we go.
Flip another pip.
I will. Don't worry. So I assume we're at close range, right?
Yes.
So I don't at least have to add difficulty for that.
Right.
And since all of my dice, my good dice are yellow, if I flip a pip, that would add an extra green, right?
Yes. Alright.
And then before I roll, any modifications other than the setback from my last roll?
Yes. So it's gonna go up 2 red. Actually, hold on. Let me double check something.
Go ahead. 'Cause this is what it all comes down to. It only applies if I actually succeed, and we don't know how my success could make things worse
I know.
anyway. Like,
I'm
there
just-
are many ways this could go very, very wrong.
I'm joking.
Okay. It's gonna be up to 3 red. Sorry.
Hoo boy. I've never even seen a triple despair in my life, and if that happens, just have to laugh.
Poor Danil.
So, as you begin to hum, he looks at you, and you get this instant feeling he knows what you're trying to do. Inquisitor, I'll arrest him. I have a feeling that he knows more than he thinks. And I'm pretty sure he's involved.
I envision like Daniil like thinking he's gonna like pull away his pants and it'd be like bones like a necromancer, and it's not. He just pulls the guy's pants down and it's just like underwear there. Like it was like that kind of failure.
Is this where he calls us in and we start fighting?
Is this where the animals come running?
Yes.
Well,
He deserves the chance to defend himself.
so my spell has obviously failed in addition to all of this, but I do somehow have 6 advantage. I'm so glad my dice gave me so much advantage. I'm trying to think of a way in which I can leverage that.
What are the odds of rolling 4 dice, 3 of them yellow, and not a single success came up?
And a whole bunch of failures.
Not a single success on even one die. God. I almost... God.
At least your setback didn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah. It's real great.
There's that silver lining.
I will try to leverage my advantage to save it. Dan will say, I will comply, of course, with the investigation. I apologize, I wasn't able to demonstrate my case here, but I implore you to follow the path we found earlier. Find what lies at the end and step inside. Otherwise, the villain behind this all will escape and will kill again.
The Inquisitor, looks. I can send at least one person to go and check it out. Until then, soldier, throw him in. And you feel a mauled fish just kind of grab you by the back of the neck, pick you up, walk you through, walks by a couple of cells, and just throws you in. Slams the door. As you look around, you can see about 5 humans. They're all kind of huddled together. In one of the cells, you recognize the ogre. He's still bound up. They still have him manacled, cages, around his hands, around his face.
Hey, Garrick. I'm very sorry. I didn't do a very good job of getting you out of here, but don't lose hope yet. There are still people who are looking out for both of us.
And you look, and you can see where he's got bruising along the side of his face, marks up his arms. His hands look kind of beat. And around this time, as you guys are sitting outside watching, waiting, and waiting, give me perception checks.
What difficulty?
We'll say average. Alright, so you guys hear the sound of... It almost sounds like a stampede coming. Just a lot of different animals coming down the roadway. Key and Jewel are kind of clipped as they come running through. Kind of turned at the wrong time and yeah, a little, bowled over a little bit. And yeah, it's just a bunch of like cows somewhere. There's some sheep that came in. Horses, mules. A few stray cats that just kind of got caught up in everything. And here you see everything being chased by a nice big fluffy wolf that's missing the fluff.
And how is the crowd and the guards reacting?
Well, the crowd's kind of split as some of them get kind of bowled over. Some of the guards you see take up defensive positions. Some of them that are holding up spears actually get into a brace position. Some actually draw bows and just start launching arrows down in at the animals, just dropping them left and right. As everything's going on, the commotion goes, just pure chaos out here. You see the one guard that had escorted Danelle in comes out. No Danelle. Starts yelling at some of the other soldiers, kind of pointing, giving out orders. You see the Inquisitor come out. Start yelling. But, they need to get everything under control. They need to stop this. And then you see this gentleman come out right behind her, who's, very handsome, has very nice, almost royal clothing, and he's, everything's going around, just pure chaos. He looks over and he sees a wolf chasing everything. Stop. And it instantly stops and just looks and sits, just stares at him. Come. Kind of hops up, runs over and just sits next to him. That's where we'll stop.
Fuck.
I swear to God.
Ula's gonna kill him. That's not your puppy.
That's my puppy.
Sorry, team. I couldn't quite
You
make it through in
tried.
the end. After all that,
It's very dramatic. Bold idea.
Yeah, well,
You tried, my friend. You so tried.
I tried. Oh well.
you're just mounting a rescue side, that's all.
I mean, in some ways, this could be better. Like I said before, this isn't a boring failure state. This is an interesting failure state. Because now I'm right in there with the prisoners, and I can't take away my magic, whatever else I take away. So
They
I
haven't
don't
really
know.
taken away anything from you. They just put you in a cell. You still have everything on you.
They can take away your life, but they'll never take away your freedom.
They can
Raise
take
the
they
glass
can take
to
away both.
freedom.
Alright. I know Tom said he won't be here next week.
Just break till after the new year.
Yeah, might as well. Probably the easiest.
It happens around the holidays sometimes. It's hard to plan games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually, we usually take a break roughly around this time. Let's see, so then it would be the 4th would be when we can hopefully get everybody together again.
Yeah?
So, otherwise, I mean, I don't got much going on, so I'll be around. So if anything, we can shoot the shit or something. So,
Yeah.
all right, for now, we're gonna kill the stream.
Sounds good.
So
Happy holidays, everyone.
I don't see you before, which probably will. I've been streaming BattleTech, so just to get
Nice.
something else out there. Yeah, so I'll probably see some people later. I don't know. We'll see. If not, have a good holiday.